What's up guys, welcome back to Elderwood Games. Thomas here, and today I wanted to talk about the new year and what my goals are for this year as well as this first month of the new year. I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday and are rearing and ready to go for this new year of 2026. I'm excited to hear from you guys on what you may be tackling this year as your army projects and that sort of thing. So let me know in the comments down below. So to start, we have to talk about last year's goals and how I did with those. While I did get my Raveners fully painted and I'm very proud of those, I really like how they turned out, I did unfortunately fail to finish my Crisis suits. I think I had a little bit of a crisis of fate at some point during this last month, just with the updates to Tau and the points changes and the stealth suit changes from 3 to 5. It's kind of made my particular list and playstyle a bit difficult at the time. So I just ended up tanking in motivation for those. And I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. And I actually ended up working on more Tyranid stuff. So I ended up getting some Termagants built and about halfway painted, and then actually building and painting a Winged Hive Tyrant, which was a lot of fun and a really cool model to paint. I'm frustrated a little bit with myself, I'll be honest, that I didn't finish my Crisis suits, but I'm also realizing why I didn't finish, and I think it's pretty valid. I really need stealth suits to be able to play them, so it makes more sense for me to wait and be able to get my list built back up the way that I want it to be, and get that motivation again. So hopefully the kill team for stealth suits comes soon, so that way I can get back on the Tau bandwagon. I think 2025 was a great year for me hobby-wise and other things as well, but I am really looking forward to 2026 and what goals I have for this coming year. For starters, let's talk about January. For January, I'm planning on catching up my Tyranid backlog. Catching up on my backlog is going to be a big theme this year, just because with Christmas and some of my purchases leading up to it, I did end up with quite the pile of motivation. So a lot of this year is going to be catching up on that. But as far as Tyranids are concerned, I have a box of 3 Warriors. I have 2 boxes of 3 Von Zorian's Leapers, and then I have 20 Termagants to finish painting. So I hope by the end of January, I will have all these done and be able to put them out on the table. For the rest of 2026, I do have quite a few plans. Firstly, like I was talking about before, is I just want to get my backlog caught up. I have my nights to go through. I have to finish my 1 big night. I got another big night for Christmas, and then I got a box of 2 Armigers to make into War Dogs. So I do have quite a few nights to get through and get that all caught up. For Tau, I have another box of Crisis suits on top of the ones I need to finish painting from last month. And then, of course, I will also be likely getting at least 2 boxes of the stealth suit kill team for my force going in to the new year. Outside of 40k, I do still have my Orc War Clans to catch up on. I need to finish their Spearhead, so I need to finish painting the Ardboys and build the rest of that box. Other than that though, that is all my backlog, so while it doesn't seem like a whole lot, there are a lot of kit bashing elements to the Chaos Knights that I have to address, so they will likely take some time, but I'll be able to kind of knock out some of the easier stuff in between those. So I think we'll be on a good roll, and I hope to have, I would really like to get it all done before the summer, just so that way I can be a little bit fresh for 11th edition, but we'll kind of see. So next, let's talk through the goals I have for each of my armies. So I already spoke a little bit about the Tau, as I really just want to get my Tau playable. So catching on my backlog, getting both these Crisis suit units up to date, and then also getting the new stealth suits in, will basically accomplish that. I think I hope to have it done before 10th ends, so that way I can get a few games of 10th before we get the updates for 11th edition. So yeah, that's my goals for Tau, is just to get them playable in the way that I like to play before the end of 10th edition. So I just need the stealth suits and to finish what I have. For 30k, I am going to be participating in a league, so I will likely be working on some of that in at least the first quarter of the year. For Chaos Knights, I want to get to 1,000 points before 11th edition. Obviously, the points can change, and they likely will, so my list is probably going to be a little awkward, but with the Knights I have now, I can actually get pretty much right at 1,000 points for 10th edition numbers. So if anything, I might get another box of Armigers after I get everything caught up. Just to have maybe a little bit of wiggle room with some points, and hopefully I can kick off 11th edition with at least 1,000 points of Knights, just so that way I can get some games in against the other Knights players at least, and some of the other players while we're learning 11th edition. And then I'll plan to kind of finish out, get to 2,000 points. For my Tyranids, I actually want to try and add another 1,000 points to my collection. So right now, including what I have in backlog, I'm just over 3,000 points of Tyranids. So I'd like by the end of the year to be at 4,000. I don't know, I'm just really liking having a really big Tyranids collection. And I know some of the guys at the shop have been talking about wanting to do sort of a big swarmy battle, doing like a 2v1 or something along those lines. So I think having 4,000 points to be able to do 2,000 against 4,000 would be a lot of fun. And last but not least, for 2026, I do plan to participate again on Armies on Parade, and I am excited to do that. I am kind of tossing up right now whether I want to do Tau or do Tyranids again. I really had a lot of fun building the Tyranids board, and I think this year I am going to be working on rebasing all my Tau and getting them looking more like I want. So it might be a good tangential project to have the rebasing done, and then also build a board for them. But we'll kind of see. I am looking forward to Armies on Parade, and I do plan on participating. So it is going to be starting to plan on what that's going to look like and try and get a little bit ahead of schedule on it, so that way I can do something a little bit more impactful and unique this year. So I am very excited to do that. Those are my goals for 2026. I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and I can't wait to have you guys alongside me in this journey as I work through each of these things and get all those caught up for this year. Let me know what your goals for 2026 are. Are you starting a new army this late in the game? Or are you waiting more for 11th edition to see what kind of force you'll be building? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support. I will see you all in the next one.